When observing Harry's treatment of the Princess of Wales, few would suspect that he once loved and praised his sister-in-law. The real turning point in Harry's transformation was when he met Meghan. The same can be said for Omi Scobie. Discover how these changes occurred and which story is trustworthy in this video. Hello friends, welcome to Royal the King News Channel. Both Harry and Omi Scobie have spoken extensively about the Princess of Wales, but their perspectives changed drastically after Meghan entered the picture. Previously, Harry had many positive things to say about Princess Catherine. He once praised her kindness and considered her like a sister. Images of them together in public showed genuine happiness and sincere smiles. They saw each other as integral parts of the family. However, this relationship has been completely destroyed, all due to Harry and his narcissistic wife. In my opinion, Meghan's narcissism is undeniable. It's evident that one person could drastically alter the narrative for many others. Perhaps everything unfolded because she controls Harry. Meghan recognized Harry's jealousy and obsession and used them to manipulate him, which wasn't challenging. Now, Harry's behavior is even more reprehensible than Meghan's because he was once close to Catherine. However, Harry chose to betray her and stabbed her, along with the royal family in the back. I couldn't believe it when Harry suggested that his own brother didn't marry for love but merely for status. It was truly disgusting. Then, we witnessed a series of accusations of racism aimed at the family, including Catherine. Together with Omi Scobie's remarks, Harry directed hatred towards those closest to him, who once loved and cared for him. It's surreal to look at old photos of Harry and Catherine happily chatting and laughing together in public, considering everything that has transpired. Harry's feelings of jealousy and resentment were like a smoldering fire inside him, burning for a long time. Meghan acted as a catalyst, pouring gasoline onto that fire. Meghan Markle seems to be the common denominator in all these problems. She's the one who loves to destroy families. She ruined her own family, his family, and even caused problems within the Suits cast. She isolated Harry from his old friends, including her old friend Jessica Mulroney and many others. There are too many instances to list them all. Sadly, Harry has been complicit in this destructive behavior. Meghan Markle couldn't carry out any of these actions without his input and agreement. Both of them are equally responsible for the turmoil they've caused the royal family. Fortunately, they haven't managed to inflict lasting damage. Thank God, in Harry's own words, his memoir Spare was written to portray the man he has become. Okay, let's examine that. What a victim. Someone who was born second, someone who doesn't care about the truth, only his version of it. He claims he's just spare, so nobody has ever cared about him. What is he talking about? The royal family has loved him his entire life. They've covered for him, protected him, and the people in the UK too. It's because the people of the UK truly loved Harry that they feel so upset with him now. It's not just about the attacks against his family, it's a personal affront to the people of the UK. If Harry had just chosen a suitable wife, he could have been a very successful working royal. Maybe eventually he'll figure things out, but the bridges he has burned can never be rebuilt. I suspect that if there's even a small chance of turning back, Harry would leave Meghan right now. He would seek therapy, work on overcoming his drug issues, and perhaps engage in meaningful work, maybe even in Africa. Unfortunately, I don't believe this is likely to happen. If we're being honest, the British people loved Harry for the persona he portrayed, but now we're seeing the real Harry, and he's not as lovable. Harry has found it easy to cut out those closest to him and treat them with absolute hatred. I feel much sympathy towards Catherine because she had a good relationship with Harry, and she had to grieve the loss of that relationship while also defending herself emotionally from the attacks coming from Meghan Markle, her troublesome sister-in-law. But despite everything, Catherine has maintained her class and dignity no matter what challenges come her way. Now, the media keeps bringing up that Harry and Meghan are concerned and trying to reach out to help Princess Catherine. I don't know what they're talking about. Supposedly, Harry has regretted what he said about his sister-in-law. Come on, enough is enough. There's no way those two liars feel any remorse. They don't care about the victims they are so cruel towards. It's just their attempt to pave the way for them to come back to the UK and get in the spotlight once again. The last thing Catherine needs, though, is a couple of traitors like Harry and Meghan in her life. She's got her husband, her beautiful 3 kids, a lovely brother and sister, and her parents too. And who does Harry have? Oh, he has an evil succubus. In my opinion, Harry needs a better advisor to help him next time, a better ghostwriter. Or maybe he just needs to have a better memory. It seems like he really pushed the self-destruct button this time. His horrible behavior towards his grandmother, his grandfather, his father, his brother, his sister-in-law, it's just all too much, outrageous. For one who once held such promise, Harry has really created a sad legacy for himself. And it seems like Harry is too easily manipulated. Meghan Markle and Meghan Markle's mother completely control him. He's just willing to say whatever they tell him to say because I guess he's so desperate for their approval. He agreed with Meghan that he could still be the star even if he left the royal family. See, I guess Harry viewed Meghan as his ticket out, and he thought they were going to be able to make it in Hollywood. Honestly, though, maybe it would have been possible for Harry alone, but not with Meghan. Meghan Markle, I guess, gave him the path. They were both wrong, obviously. And I do believe Harry has always been a jerk. I mean, we've been seeing more and more stories coming out about his past. He is like Meghan in that he demands everything be done his way. The palace just did a good job of covering that up, and that's why I do believe that the Harry we see today is the real Harry. I think he's always had some serious problems. Harry, I don't believe really changed after meeting Meghan. It's just that after they walked away from the royal family, the palace wasn't going to help them out with their PR anymore. The thing is, the evil that resides in Harry's soul cannot be restrained. And Meghan just amplifies things. I always thought that Harry could be destructive, and I thought that he was protected within the family. But now Meghan Markle has unleashed the worst of him. But you know what? They chose to go down this path. This is their own fault. And Meghan was extremely jealous, probably continues to be jealous of Harry's relationship with his sister-in-law. Because see, a narcissist like Meghan cannot stand being outshone by anybody, especially another woman. So Meghan had to destroy that relationship so that Princess Catherine couldn't influence Harry to be a better person. See, Meghan Markle was busy training him so that she could control him completely. So she lied and claimed that Catherine was so mean to her, made her cry and wouldn't share and other stupid stuff like that. That's how these narcissistic types, though, separate their prey from the people who love them. It's crazy when you think about it how Harry's thoughts about the Princess of Wales changed completely when he met that nasty, nasty witch, Meghan. Harry was a lot happier when William and Catherine got married on their wedding day than he was on his own wedding day. He looked like he had been sentenced to prison, because that's basically what was happening. I will never forget the look I saw on his face when he turned around and saw Catherine walking down the aisle. He looked absolutely miserable throughout most of the wedding, but at William and Catherine's, though, he looked overjoyed. Harry has always called Catherine the sister that he never had. Clearly, they were very close. They had a nice little group of three, William and Catherine and Harry, and they went to all kinds of royal engagements, and they always seemed to have a great time together. They could make each other laugh and giggle until Meghan entered the scene, and then all of a sudden Harry had no use for Catherine, had nothing good to say about her. In an early interview, Harry said it himself. "I didn't know how bad my life really was until Meghan explained it to me. She helped me to see the truth." I forgot exactly what he said, but it was basically that. And he made it obvious that he didn't know how horrible he had it until Meghan let him know. You see, narcissists are vindictive and manipulative, and narcissists can cause a lot of damage. They can destroy families. Sisters like Meghan choose their victims. They're not going to know what hit them. And it's even worse when the narcissist despises the family from the start. Meghan used to write some really ugly things about Catherine and Pippa on her stupid blog, The Tig. She was jealous of Catherine before she even met her. So she just decided to push her negative energy onto Harry so that she could control him. And he, like an idiot, just listened to Meghan without thinking twice. But now we're supposed to believe that he regrets it. No, I'm not convinced. It takes a long time to write an autobiography. Even with the help of a ghostwriter, Harry had plenty of time to consider what was going to go into print. If at the time of writing he thought that it was just fine, he didn't have anything on his conscience, then why should we believe that now he regrets anything? No, he's just trying to clean up his public image. But it's way too late. There is no hope for either of them. We are done with them. It's obvious to me that the lies are coming directly from the gruesome twosome. See, liars need to have a good memory, though, and those two don't because of all the drugs they take. It's obvious. Harry and Meghan cannot remember anything. And the funny thing is, Harry just makes all these mistakes and Meghan doesn't help him. Previously, Harry always admired his older brother. Before Meghan entered his life, he wanted to be mature like him. He wanted to be intelligent. He wanted to have a steady, stable girlfriend. And there was nothing wrong with that. But then that feeling of admiration was turned into jealousy because I guess he always felt inadequate when compared to William. Now, in the Netflix docuseries, he mentioned that nobody ever thought that he could get somebody like Meghan. Oh, okay, I mean, what that shows us, though, is that Harry had and probably continues to have very low self-esteem. When you mix that with drug abuse in this public profile, obviously he is a complete wreck. And unfortunately, Meghan Markle took full advantage of this wreck. So now thinking back to what Harry said about Catherine, the Princess of Wales, it is obvious that there are two completely opposite versions. But it's also not difficult to see where the truth lies, not just in what Harry said before Meghan, but also in the photos. There are literally hundreds of photos out there of William and Catherine and Harry looking so happy, having a lovely time together. And then, if you look at the photos after Meghan entered the scene, you can see a big change. Harry looks miserable. He looked a lot older, too. If he is really so happy and thriving like he says, he looks like hell. Harry and Meghan, and then Scooby-Doo, too, are so ridiculous to believe that most people accept their stories as truth. Nobody does. The biggest problem is Harry and Meghan and Scooby-Doo just believe that the public is going to accept their stories at face value. But of course not. I can't imagine their lack of understanding. So many disgusting things from them that I can never forgive. Both Harry and Scooby-Doo have managed to put themselves in the position where they are liars, so it doesn't really matter what they say, it's not going to be believed. I think Harry is a prime example of how evil can really affect people who are exposed to it, especially people who are in close contact with evil for extended periods of time. The truth is, many of us do have narcissistic tendencies, but when we're children, we learn that it's more important to be a good person, and so we learn to suppress those urges, but for some people, constant exposure to evil can really bring those traits to life in a very intense way too. I think Harry and Scooby are perfect examples, but of course, I'm not excusing their behavior. They're the ones who decided to follow in the path of evil, my friends. That brings us to the end of this video. I hope that you had a great experience listening and watching. If you agree with my opinion, please like and share your love. Truly, it is our motivation. And if you have a different opinion, please let me know in a comment so that we can talk about it together. Please don't forget to subscribe to receive notifications when the newest videos are updated. We're going to be back as soon as possible with more interesting videos. Thank you so much for tuning in and goodbye.